Good morning and welcome to Enduring Journey to Bliss. My name is Deanne and I wanted to give you an update on this particular orchid. This orchid I've had for at least 2 years, possibly 3 at this point. But I wanted to show you her beautiful blooms. This is very difficult to read. It's pretty faded. I don't even know if it's going to come in at all this morning. But basically, this is a Taiwan Chief wine, and the variety is Van Gogh. It's a RLC orchid. That is really bad. I need to probably just make a brand new little tag for it and throw that one away. But the blooms are opening on this. I have been sharing this as this orchid has been developing its blooms, its buds. And I wanted to give you a quick update. She's looking very pretty this morning. Hopefully you can see the color. This is like almost a velvety color down in here. And then it has these beautiful red petals around it. It's just quite a beautiful bloom. And is what happens with many Cattleya types. She grows a little bit crazy. As you can see here at her base, I'll move you off of here so you can maybe see a little better. They kind of grow how they want to grow. So wherever the orchid wants to put on new growth, that's where it puts on the new growth. It's kind of growing more out than up. I would like it to grow more upward, but I kind of let the plants do what they want to do while they're in my care. There's plenty of new growth, root growth on here, as you can see. And, whoops, I have to move it so I don't knock that over there. So yeah, she's doing pretty well. So this morning I wanted to just give you guys this quick update on her beautiful, beautiful blooms. And I might move them so you can get them in a better light. But she's doing quite well. I wanted to pull her out of her little pot as well for you this morning. I think I might need to do a little bit of root maintenance. So I do grow her in a water base, water culture medium. And I just took her out of her older pot about, maybe 2 weeks ago at this point. And I showed you all that process. And what I'm doing is I'm pushing on the roots to see if they are strong or if they're giving me a mushy feel to them. So this one is mushy, and I'll show you when they get mushy, you can just pull them right off. That's the velamen that I'm pulling off. It's not the root. This one is mushy. If I give that a tug, it's going to come right off of the root. And that's old velamen. I don't remove. That's just a little squishy up to there. And then above that, that's still a very viable, healthy root. It might not look the prettiest, but it is still a viable root. So I'm going to go through this. Some of these are pretty old, and I want to take a look at those and get rid of the older velamen that is not helping the plant any longer, because all it will do in the water is rot anyway, and excessive rot is never good for the orchid roots to be sitting in. So I won't keep you on for all of that. It'll take me a minute with this one. Like I mentioned, I did move it out of its previous vase that it was growing in about, well, it could have been a month ago at this point. And so it's kind of transitioning to the new container. And part of that transition is the roots are going to react to that, because now they have more growing room to spread out a little bit. And ones that may be older and ready to be removed from the plant anyway need to be addressed at this point. So I will clean it up. There's a lot of nice new root growth on here, so I'm happy with that. I just need to do some cleanup on some of the roots. The lower part of that is feeling a little squishy, but the upper part of that is still feeling pretty firm. Yeah. So, and sometimes they get discolored because they're not exposed to as much light. Like anything else with the plants, they have to have exposure to sunlight, or in my case, artificial growing light, to be green. And if they don't have that, the roots will still grow, but they will kind of have like a cream or a white or a gray look to them, versus the nice fresh green look that the growth that is exposed gets on it. I'm going to go ahead and set this back in its new growing vessel, just for convenience sake. As I close out this video, like I said, this is just a quick update. I wanted to share the blooms with all of you. And I will take you off of here, and I think I'm going to set her back up in her growing space. I don't know if that's going to help with the lighting or not, but I'll set her up here and see if I can get a good shot. No, because the light's backlighting on it. Well, I will see if I can put this in another location to get a really good shot of those blooms. Hold tight. All right, so I gave her a pretty good cleanup on her roots. Here's some of the older roots that had started to rot. As I said, I had just repotted her, put her in this new growing container, maybe a month ago now. So she's cleaned up quite a bit now. She's kind of transitioning to the new vessel. Excuse me. And she needed a good cleanup. I did not clean her roots up when I first transitioned her, because I did not want to do anything to the plant that might cause these buds to blast. And so that was my concern. So all I did, back when I did it a month or so ago, I simply took her out of the old vessel, which had way too much algae buildup in it. And I cleaned the roots superficially, rinsed them off, cleaned them a little bit, and placed it into this new vessel. That's all I did, because I didn't want to cause too much damage to the roots that would impact these blooms here, and cause them to do a bud blast on me. So today, since I was taking a look at it, I went ahead and I cleaned up those roots that were beginning to rot in the vessel. And so I don't typically take off the root itself. I remove the velamen off of the roots. If it's squishy and is coming off easily as I pull down the root itself, if the velamen comes off, then I remove it. So I want to go ahead and see if I can put these in a different light, so we're not getting that backlight quite as bad. All right, so I moved her over here, and hopefully now you can actually see the color of her beautiful vivid blooms a little bit better. They're quite lovely. And as I mentioned, I did a real good cleanup of her roots. So you can see a lot of the roots that have no velamen on them. What I did is I removed the velamen. Here's one last shot of these gorgeous blooms. Hope you all are doing well, enjoying the new 2026 year. And I will provide updates on this again. So feel free to stop back by. Take care.